After World War II, Korea gained freedom from Japanese rule, but peace did not follow. The country was split in two. The Soviet Union controlled the north, the United States the south. This division tore families apart and set the stage for conflict. In 1950, North Korea invaded South Korea, igniting a brutal three-year war. Cities like Seoul were devastated, changing hands multiple times. Millions died or became refugees, and the land was left in ruins. By 1953, South Korea was among the world's poorest nations. Its economy shattered, infrastructure was destroyed, farmlands damaged, and food was scarce. The country relied almost entirely on foreign aid to survive. Social problems were rampant, millions of orphans and widows, a weak government, and widespread corruption. Trust in leadership was low and hope was scarce. Most people struggled just to find their next meal. The nation was broken, its future uncertain. Yet this bleak starting point would make South Korea's later transformation all the more remarkable. The scars of war ran deep, but so did the determination to survive. The people faced overwhelming odds, but seeds of resilience were sown. South Korea's journey from devastation to prosperity would become one of the most dramatic in modern history. The world would soon witness a transformation few thought possible. This is where the story of the miracle on the Han River truly begins. In the 1950s, daily life in South Korea was a struggle for survival. Most families lived in small, basic homes without electricity or running water. Food was scarce, many survived on little more than rice and kimchi. Malnutrition and disease were widespread, especially among children. The average income was less than $100 a year. Cities overflowed with refugees living in makeshift shacks. Jobs were rare, and people scraped by selling goods on the street or doing odd jobs. The government was overwhelmed, unable to provide basic services. Families were separated, and traditional social structures broke down. A generation grew up without fathers, and many never saw loved ones again. The psychological wounds of war ran deep, fueling a sense of despair. Yet, even in hardship, Koreans showed resilience. Communities supported each other, and people worked tirelessly to rebuild. Beneath the poverty, a quiet determination took root. This spirit would become the foundation for the country's future transformation. Out of hardship, a drive to rebuild and succeed began to emerge. The 1960s marked a turning point for South Korea. General Park Chung-hee seized power in 1961, prioritizing economic development above all else. His government launched ambitious 5-year economic development plans. The focus was on building light industries, textiles, plywood, that could quickly create jobs and exports. The strategy, export-oriented industrialization, make goods, sell them abroad. The government worked closely with business leaders, directing loans and resources to promising companies. This partnership between state and business was unprecedented. Factories rose, exports grew, and optimism returned. For the first time since the war, people saw real progress. Life was still hard, but hope was growing. The groundwork was laid for an economic boom. South Korea began to shed its victimhood and chart its own future. The 1960s set the stage for the nation's rapid transformation. A new era of growth and ambition had begun. The world would soon take notice of South Korea's remarkable rise. The seeds of the miracle on the Han River were planted in this decade. Education became the cornerstone of South Korea's recovery. Even in poverty, families sacrificed to send children to school. The government invested in schools and teacher training, driving literacy rates sky high. A culture of hard work and national purpose took hold. Long hours and collective effort became the norm. People believed their sacrifices would build a better nation. The government's state-led capitalism set clear goals and provided support for businesses. New industries were protected and nurtured until they could compete globally. This powerful combination, education, work ethic, and strong policy, created a skilled, motivated workforce. The nation united around a common goal: escape poverty and build prosperity. This foundation, built in the 1960s and 70s, fueled South Korea's transformation. The results would soon astonish the world. A poor, war-torn country was becoming an industrial powerhouse. The formula for success was now firmly in place. As the economy grew, the chaebol, large family-run business groups, rose to dominance. The government chose a few companies to champion, giving them loans, tax breaks, and contracts. These chaebol diversified rapidly, moving from construction to shipbuilding, electronics, and cars. Their size and reach made them resilient and powerful. The government and chaebol worked hand in hand, setting targets and planning projects. This partnership drove South Korea's industrial revolution. Massive projects, like steel mills and shipyards, became possible, but the system also concentrated power and created inequality. Smaller businesses struggled to compete, and corruption sometimes flourished. Despite flaws, the chaebol were essential to rapid industrialization. They became the engines of growth, putting South Korea on the global economic map. The chaebol system was risky, but it paid off. These giants would soon become household names worldwide. Samsung and Hyundai are the most famous chaebol, embodying South Korea's ambition. Samsung began as a trading company, then expanded into textiles and electronics with government support. It started by making simple TVs and calculators, learning from foreign technology, and improving it. Hyundai, founded as a construction firm, rebuilt the nation's infrastructure after the war. In the 1970s, Hyundai tackled shipbuilding and car manufacturing, challenges few thought possible. Both companies thrived on risk-taking, hard work, and relentless export focus. They invested heavily in research and development, aiming to compete globally. Samsung became a leader in memory chips, smartphones, and TVs. Hyundai grew into a top global automaker. Their success created jobs and supported countless smaller suppliers. The government's backing and the founders' vision drove their rise. These companies symbolized South Korea's transformation. Their growth mirrored the nation's own journey from poverty to prosperity. Samsung and Hyundai became engines of the miracle on the Han River. Their stories inspired a new era of Korean innovation. South Korea's early strategy was to imitate and improve foreign products. This approach built industrial skills and generated export income. Korean goods were cheap and efficient, quickly gaining a foothold in global markets. By the 1980s and 90s, competition from countries like China forced a shift. The focus moved from imitation to innovation. Massive investment in research and development followed. Companies like Samsung and LG set up advanced labs and hired top engineers. South Korea became a leader in semiconductors, flat-screen displays, and mobile phones. Exports shifted from simple goods to high-tech products. The hurry culture drove rapid product development and improvement. This export-led, tech-focused model powered continued growth. South Korea secured its place as a global industrial and technological powerhouse. The nation's transformation was now complete. The economic miracle transformed daily life in South Korea. A nation once defined by poverty now enjoys prosperity and opportunity. Living standards soared, with incomes rivaling those in Western Europe. Modern apartments, high-speed trains, and world-class infrastructure replaced the shacks of the past. Universal healthcare and improved diets became the norm. South Korea's vibrant food culture and rising life expectancy reflected newfound wealth. Political change followed economic success, with democracy taking root in the late 1980s. Today, South Korea is a dynamic democracy with global cultural influence. K-pop, film, and TV. The Korean Wave, or Hallyu, is a source of national pride. New challenges emerged: intense competition, inequality, and a low birth rate. But these are the problems of a developed nation, far from the struggles of the past. The transformation of daily life is South Korea's most impressive achievement. The country's journey from survival to success is a model for the world. The miracle on the Han River is now a living reality. South Korea's rise from devastation to global leadership offers powerful lessons. Poverty is not destiny. With vision and determination, nations can transform. Strong, effective government provided stability and direction. Investment in education created a skilled, adaptable workforce. A culture of hard work and sacrifice fueled progress. Export-driven growth forced companies to compete globally and innovate. When low-cost production was no longer enough, Korea shifted to high technology. The story proves that planning, education, and unity can overcome even the greatest obstacles. While the exact model may not fit every country, the core principles are universal. Leadership, investment in people, and adaptability are keys to development. The miracle on the Han River is a testament to human potential for progress. South Korea's journey inspires the world to believe in transformation against all odds.